in round 3. Then Jeff Cobb beat Togi Makabe, as everyone knew he would. He's facing Kojima next, and he's beaten Kojima, so he's in round 3. Yoshihashi beat Tomoaki Hanma. He's facing Kosei Fujita next. Yoshihashi's advancing there. He's going to face Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb's probably going to beat him. So Jeff Cobb's going to be in round 4. So that is day 1. There is the next show would be the 6th. So that's Sunday. And it's, let's see, Okan and Ibushi is out because Ibushi's injured. So that match is out. Ryohei Oiwa will face Zack Sabre Jr. I think we all know who's winning that. Aaron Nari's fighting Yuto Nakashima. We all know who's winning that. Bushi's facing Will Ospreay. We know who's all winning that. And then the next after that would be on Monday, and that's Ishii and Takagi, which will probably be one of the best matches of round 1, maybe the best. Chase Owens and Jado. Taguchi against Evil, and Hiromu Takahashi against Sho. So that's the tournament so far.
All right, we've got to blast through these shows right here. The AEW show started with the Tony Khan announcement of Ring of Honor, and then he said that there were 2 Ring of Honor originals who would work the main event of the first show. Did not mention Low Key, who was not there tonight, but it was Bryan Danielson and Chris Daniels, and to celebrate the purchase, they had a wrestling match, and it was a very good wrestling match, and Bryan Danielson obviously got the win. Daniels went for the best moonsault ever, landed in the triangle, and got put out. So Danielson won, making him the lineal Defy champion, I might add. So now he's going to have to go wrestle there. And then afterwards, Danielson said it would be a tradition to shake someone's hand in Ring of Honor after a match, but he's not in a Ring of Honor, he's in AEW, and so he started to stomp in Daniel's head. Moxley hit the ring, apparently in the same outfit that he got dropped off at the airport at, according to his wife, and they did the promo leading to the main event, and I cannot wait to see this match.
This show on Sunday is going to be great.
Oh, yes.
I mean, there's no way it's not,
Fantastic.
there's no way this show is not going to be great. There might be a disappointing match here and there. There might not be a disappointing match here and there because but I mean, you're going to have like 6 guys break their legs for this show to be anything but great. I mean, that's how, I mean, like, I'll tell you what, there's another thing on the Tony Khan conference call. So Adam Page and Adam Cole is going on last. He did say that. And, people asked, like, match order. And he goes, this is the most difficult show he's ever had to do a match order. How do you do it? And it's like, it's fucking hard because, like, who wants to follow that frickin' tag match with the Young Bucks, Fish and O'Reilly, and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus? I mean, that match is going to be ridiculous. Who wants to follow Punk and MJF in a frickin' bloodbath chain match, dog collar match? I mean, coming back from a bloodbath, that's really hard to do a wrestling match after a bloodbath, You don't want to, like, put Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa in a bad situation of having to follow something like that. Adam Cole and he said he was very confident in Adam Cole and Adam Page, that Adam Page had between the matches with Bryan Danielson and Lance Archer, that he had 2 of the best matches of the year and 2 of the best matches the company's ever had. The 2 matches with Danielson and then the match with Lance Archer. And he feels that with Adam Cole that they can follow, and go on last. I would almost, man, I'll tell you what, I mean, I know everybody likes the thing, but I would almost have called the dog car match unsanctioned and put him on last. Because, man, I would hate to follow that because they're going to have to do a bloodbath, obviously, judging from the angle tonight. And that's a hard thing to follow. But also with regarding Daniels. So this is Christopher Daniels' first AEW match in 7 months, but he is back. He's going to be wrestling more in AEW. I mean, it was not a one-shot deal.
We had the Tag Team Casino Battle Royal to determine who else will be in the 3-way. And, of course, it was won by the Young Bucks. The big return was Darius Martin, who is back after about a year, actually. So Top Flight is back. And the story of the match was it came down to the Young Bucks and Darius Martin. And so he was in there with both those guys, and he made this big comeback, and he eliminated Nick Jackson. The place was going crazy. And then he ends up on the apron. Matt low blows him, super kicks him, eliminates him. And
Fish and O'Reilly also distracted him.
Yep, there'd been distraction by Red Dragon, and so Red Dragon and the Bucks celebrated afterwards. And Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage came out. So yes, three-way Bucks, Red Dragon, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus is on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, this was a 26-minute battle royal or casino battle royal with a lot of teams, and that's a long match. It felt long, but I thought that the last several minutes were great. I thought the layout, a lot of stuff. There was what was it? The two teams that were there was a situation where there were a couple of feuds that they started in the battle royal that you could see were going to be followed up on, and but I thought that the end with Matt Jackson and Darius Martin was really good. I mean, it's like deep down, you kind of knew that Matt was winning, but Matt sold
deep down. We all knew on the surface that he was winning. But they did a hell of a job getting this kid over.
Matt sold so well for Darius, and it was like one of those things where he threw out Nick. It's like, are they going to make a hero out of him in one night? And it's kind of like they're going to take the Young Bucks off the pay-per-view and put in Top Flight, which you could make the argument for, because then Top Flight going in that pay-per-view would be having incredible momentum because it's a surprise. But it wouldn't be my choice, but you could have done it. And that's what I was thinking. You can do it. Everything had led to all of the storyline would indicate the Young Bucks were going to win, and they did. And, there's a lot of different stuff that was teased for all those different teams. What was the deal with FTR? I don't even remember all the different things, but I know with FTR and Santana and Ortiz and Chucky and Trent and everything, there were lots of little things that were out there for a lot of those different teams in the match.
Jericho did a promo about the Eddie Kingston match, and same deal as last week. If Kingston wins, he's going to look him in his eyes and tell him that I respect you, shake his hand. But he's not going to win. And if he loses, he's going to tell him to GFY. And at that point, Santana and Ortiz walked up and they fist bumped Jericho. And Jericho says, "Are we good?" And they nodded and they walked off. So there's more to come with the Inner Circle.
They're kind of like getting back together in some form. It appeared.
So we had the CM Punk promo.
So Fish and O'Reilly were screwed FTR. So that's something for the future. And I'm just trying to think. There's there were a couple of other different things that were in there as well.
We set up feuds in the Battle Royal.
Yes, but not with the Bear Bronson and the Bear Boulder. No. Those guys just got the Bear Bronson and Boulder and the Gun Club. Those guys they were out in a second. And Max Caster basically said something about, God, what was the thing about, the only thing it's as dumb as Glenn Jacobs' tweets?
People were disliked as much as his tweets or something like that.
Yeah. So he got a big knock-in on Governor Kane, which stems from the fact that Adam Page just tore Governor Kane a new asshole the other day on Twitter.
CM Punk promo, he comes out and he's sad. And again, I'm going to skip parts of this, everybody, because I can't do justice to a 20-minute promo in about 2 minutes here. But CM Punk came out and he said that I've looked in the mirror many times, asking myself if I'm the bad guy. And what MJF did took courage. And he said he had done a lot of bad things when he was young, but he did not lash out at the world. MJF has done horrible things in this company. It's not his fault that MJF is acting like this. And there's nothing he could say to change things, but he wants MJF to come out. So MJF comes out, and Punk explains all these horrible things that he did early in his wrestling career, including mocking Jeff Hardy's addictions without saying Jeff Hardy's name.
Well, the thing that was bad about he said that he gave the indication that I mocked someone's addictions until he lost his job, but the reality is Jeff Hardy quit that company, and he mocked his addictions after he quit the company. But he did mock his addictions. That is true. And MJF, he brought up that MJF had said horrible things about Darby Allin's uncle, which he did, and Brian Pillman Jr.'s father, and attacked and knocked out Dean Malenko, who was battling Parkinson's. And Max did some really bad things in storyline over the years.
Yes, and so Punk said, I looked in the mirror again and I asked myself, are you the good guy? And the answer was, I'm trying. And so he offered his hand to MJF. MJF pushes it aside, gives him a huge hug. Punk just stands there confused, but then he hugs the guy back, and then it's just like Jericho and Shawn Michaels. They get separated, and then MJF kicks this dude right in the balls, hits him with his heat seeker. Wardlow and Shawn Spears come out. They get the ring. MJF punches Punk, busts him open. They're both wearing white, of course, because they're professionals. They're bleeding all over the place. FTR comes out.
Punk's bleeding all over the place, not Max.
Yes, because he got punched with the ring. Spears ties the dog collar around Punk's neck. MJF grabs the mic, and then MJF cuts the exact same promo that CM Punk cut like 15 years ago when he turned heel in ROH, which is quite the coincidence. He said, I'm a snake. And the biggest, I forget the line, the devil convinced people he didn't exist. I am the devil, he says. You're going to find out.
The greatest
on
thing the
Sunday.
devil ever said was convincing the people he never exists, which
Yes.
is Jake Roberts' line, actually, originally.
I'm sure it came long before him. But
but Jake Roberts was the one who made the line famous in WWF.
So he hangs Punk. Punk's bleeding everywhere, and finally Sting and Darby and Sammy run out, and MJF and his crew, they hit the bricks. And at no point in this promo did MJF claim that he was full of shit last week. The announcers even said, what he did was he used his real-life story to get Punk to let his guard down, and then he fucked him and beat the shit out of him, and now here we go to the pay-per-view. So it wasn't like some BS story. I mean, that's MJF's story, and he used it to lure Punk into this trap and bust him open, and I thought this segment was awesome. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was interesting because the crowd had no reaction to Punk. They had no idea what to do. And Punk kind of did a promo. Usually you do a promo and you're trying to get audience reaction. And Punk did a promo, which is kind of gutsy on television. Very clearly a thoughtful type promo that's not going to get a lot of cheers. It's a baby.
No, when they sat there and they listened to him.
Right. It was a promo designed not to get reaction. And like I said, that's a ballsy thing to do because it's against everything that you're taught. But in this situation, it was also the way that this thing played out. It was the right way to do it. It was it was a great segment.
Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez beat Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter when Thunder Rosa pinned Britt Baker. Clean in the middle of the ring. So
Thunder Driver. Yeah.
That's the build to the match on Sunday.